Good morning, let's paint the day. Good morning, paint all your troubles away. Golly, are we Mr. Rogers now?
We might as well be.
Oh, let's do it.
I'll be Mr. Rogers of board gaming.
I'm so down to be those people in board gaming.
Oh yeah.
I'm just so down to be that presence. I mean, we basically are. We're as wholesome. Probably more, if I'm honest.
You said as wholesome. And I was just like, dude, we're on Gen Con right now. He said as wholesome. Diz. Accurate video notification today. Also accurate Nightbot. Dizzy. Bam on it. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, they've sorted out the notification.
Again, Twitch changed their whole interface, so it's made it a freaking
We
nightmare.
used to be able to go in and pop in and do things ourselves. Stuff changed, and so we have a little email chain about it. Check up on it, and that's all good now.
Check up on it.
Check up on it. Ooh, ooh. Check up on it. Ooh, ooh.
So yeah, that's how we're starting the day. Apparently.
That's how we're gonna do this. What is Star Wars Hobby Weekend? What is that?
What's Star Wars coming out, dude?
Well, not till next week. It's not coming out today. It's not out today. We would know if it's out today.
It's not out today.
Who's gonna see it? No one. Everyone's over it, right?
Everyone's over the Star Wars train.
We're too busy watching Baby Yoda that day.
Yeah, that's Baby Yoda taking over the world, dude.
As Baby Yoda should.
But, so thank you all for being here. We're going to be painting our cool Mini or Not Rum Bones minis, the ones we started on, spoiler, these ones.
So here's the thing. As a novice, Nick, this ain't done?
Yo, you could be done. It's up to you.
But you would never.
No, not anymore.
What do I got to do? I mean, if I'm honest.
We're going to highlight today. We're going to spend a decent amount of time. Depending on how long we want to highlight, we could always just start another mini as well.
I'm down.
But yeah, we're going to be...
I just the highlighting, I'm like, cool. I'm so excited to learn about the highlight. That'll be kind of our topic of the day, sort of.
Yeah.
Or technique of the day, anyway, is going to be highlighting. I've never done any highlighting, as this is probably my only, I've done 6 minis by this point.
The good thing about this kind of highlighting is because these are the Bone Devils, which is the faction of this game. They are the undead faction. The Bone Devils. The highlight doesn't need to be super smooth because of the fact that they're dead people. And so, literally on the Bosons, which we'll show a little later, I actually did some, pretty rough highlighting. And I actually think it makes them look kind of cooler. So the good thing about this one, usually with highlighting is, you want the gradient to get lighter and lighter and lighter, but you want to not be able to see where any of the changes happen. So you don't want to be able to notice when you're switching to a lighter color.
Right.
There's a bunch of different ways of doing that, and that highlighting gets very, very crazy and advanced and stuff, and I'm okay at it. I'm not particularly great at it, but
you're quite good.
Nah, I'm really not. My blending is not where I want it to be.
So is that the area you'd want to push yourself further in?
Yes, that's where I'm pushing myself right now. The model that I'm working on
Are you talking about the wet blending? Or?
No. Wet blending is a different thing.
Okay.
Just blending. So again, blending between the two, blending to make a very smooth gradient. With the paintbrush is not the easiest. It's a lot easier to do with an airbrush. But with the paintbrush, it's not quite as easy. And so that's what the mini that I'm working on right now at home, the one that I paint on our YouTube channel. That one I'm really trying to work on my blending, where I am a lot of the paneling on the beast's armor. I'm not necessarily shading it in a way that technically makes sense in terms of lighting, they shouldn't be this dark in certain places, but I don't really care because one, I'm just trying to make it look cool. Two, I'm working on blending. I'm trying to get dark to light in a pretty small area and make it look pretty smooth. And so, it looks like your minis are floating in the air around you. These right here? Kind of, yeah.
Quick Sense is going to see Jumanji this weekend, Star Wars next week, and I'm pretty excited about Jumanji.
I'm pretty excited about Jumanji.
I was so happily
who thought that movie was going to be good?
Surprised by Jumanji.
The first one? Who in their right mind thought that was
when they first announced it, I was like, I don't know, but it's got The Rock. Okay.
Yeah, I watched The Rock.
Why? But The Rock's cool, but why? And then when I heard the premise, I was just like, oh, hell yeah, this might be a thing.
Yeah.
And then it totally was. I was like, oh, they did something different with it, and Jumanji's evolved. I mean, it's just brilliant. And then now just we're going to go back in, but now they're kind of inhabited by different people, and I think they switch around. Oh, I'm so excited. Dude.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty great.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be pretty great. I guess we can probably go ahead and start. We don't have much need. We usually talk for a half hour.
Oh, we're going to talk, bruh.
Because we're professionals.
Crazy on you.
Crazy
on you. Been watching a lot of Heart this week. A lot of Heart, a lot of Beatles. I've been
You watched, yeah.
back.
So, again, we are painting these undead minis from Rum Bones. It's a pirate-themed game.
Yeah.
So,
This is what we got done on Wednesday, y'all. Look at that.
Yeah, so we did pretty... we got the base coat and a wash done in the 2 hours on Wednesday. So we'll be working around the same time. We'll see... We'll probably end up...
a pro move, doing your hand behind it?
I do that so that it's just because the
cool.
white gets
Colors.
a little bit... Oh, yeah, your
cooler.
white balance is probably...
Whoa.
Probably should just set your white balance as 1 so that it doesn't constantly go back and forth. I'll do that right now. But basically, yeah, so we're going to highlight today,
right.
and then we'll see...
Oh, we're talking about these, Steve? Yeah, these are our cameras. Maybe that's what
yeah, those are cameras, indeed.
They are sort of floating in front of us, you're right.
Yeah. There we go. Now you won't be constantly switching between.
Okay. Pro move, check it out with the hand.
Yeah, it's just for me to look at it better. So yeah, so we have the cloak, we have their little pantaloons, we got some boots,
Squid.
a squid up top. We got a nice little
There's
squid.
like a little patch on it, which I realized when we did the wash, made the whole like patch thing on it pop out. I don't know.
What?
Oh yeah,
it's got a little patch on it. Weird.
It's been patched up at some point.
Yeah, exactly. So Mike, what do you want to start with? Well, we're gonna be highlighting everything.
Yeah,
probably but the boots, because the boots are black. We'll just
the
keep them
boot
black.
tones. Let's start with like cloaky. Cloak seems maybe easier because I can be on the back and I won't like nick up maybe everything else, just most of everything else.
Okay.
So maybe start easy. And is that what would you start with? I want to tell me about So with highlighting, are we like taking similar colors to the bone and highlighting with it, and similar colors to the blue and highlighting with it? Is it all going to be like white? Is it important to kind of go lighter to darker like we would with the base coat, to cover up mistakes?
So with the highlighting, we're always going to be working lighter. We're never going to be working darker.
Right.
Because we already have our low lights, and we did that with the shade. If we weren't doing it with the shade, what we would have painted our base coat much darker, left that in the recesses, and then paint a highlight. So highlights, we're always going to be working lighter from here. Generally what I do is when I start my highlights, I always go back to whatever the base tone was, because the shade darkened the entire tone.
Yes.
So you go back to your base
blue
tone.
that I painted.
No, yeah. So you go back to your base tone.
And how do we get that? Do we just use the blue again?
Yeah, that's your base tone.
Unless I gotta remember.
No, it's Lothorn blue.
Well, Nick remembers.
I remember. You do have to remember those things, or else, indeed.
Look how big that looks.
It is very large.
Looks like compared to me.
Diz, man, this is why you talk for a half hour. Diz said, I watched a stream by Renegade Games yesterday. Showed up 10 minutes late, and they were already a couple rounds in the game. They didn't get the memo for 30 minutes of RAM before getting started. There's a reason why we go live.
It's an important part.
Yeah, there's a reason why we go live at 6. We usually wait, even if we're like sitting here.
We give it a couple minutes.
We give it a couple minutes to get people
get
in. Then we talk for like 20 minutes, and then we start. We do that honestly so people can show up. That's honestly why we do it. With this, it's not nearly as big a deal because we're just painting.
Well, says, Mike, okay. I'm like, do I look dead? I'm
Probably
much better than
dead.
I was. Paula, you got sick too, girl? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm now starting to get sick, probably because of him.
I came home and got incredibly ill.
Yes. And then we had to work super hard the next few
Then
days.
had to shoot 2 top 10s with like 100+ degree fever.
It was awesome. Mike was just freaking out.
So you watch my top 10 games of the decade. I am out of my mind.
None of those games came out this decade.
PAX Con Crud. It's PAX Con Crud mixed with the fact that like I'm Paula, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, Paula.
It was.
Crystal's got the secret to Con Crud. Crystal Paisans. It's not about not shaking people's hands. Don't get me wrong. Shaking people's hand doesn't hurt. But I shake people's hands. I hug everybody. I don't want to not shake people's hands. That's my personal preference. What she always says, and I did this at GenCon, and it works. I didn't get sick after GenCon, and there are
I
a
didn't get sick
lot.
after GenCon either, yeah.
It's like the 2 main things is, one, wash your hands a lot. That everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Drink a lot of water. Those are the 2 things that everyone preaches.
I did not drink enough water.
I did not drink enough water nearly enough.
Well enough.
But she preaches, and this is the main one. I think she's dead right. Is get enough sleep.
Yep.
You have to sleep 7 or 8 hours a day, because if you don't, because all those germs, while in general you might be able to be fine with like 5 or 6 and be able to survive, but when you're around all those germs, not getting enough sleep is why you get crazy sick.
Yeah.
And now, granted, this time we went to bed super late every night.
Yeah. I have no regrets though. We were hanging out.
And it was
hanging out Polydemic.
And it was great. But at Gen Con, we were really vigilant. We always went to bed at midnight, and we were having to give up around 7 to 8. And no sickness. I think Crystal's so right. Where she's real big. She's like, no, it's about sleep. Get enough sleep. I think that's totally right.
You want to do it all, and it is fun. The thing for me, the added bit, we didn't get enough sleep. I did not adjust to the time zone well.
No, not nearly as well as I usually do.
And sometimes, most times it's fine. And the food, Paula, I did not drink enough water at all.
Well, she made a good point. There were not enough water fountains. There were no water fountains.
Hey guys, Gen Con's really a lot better about the water, am I right?
Merrimack, Gen Con is the best.
You can tell the Prez. Tell the Prez.
Tell the Prez. I met the Prez. I was very excited to meet the Prez. The Yen Cons. But no, seriously. There's
water was
no
hard
water
to come by.
None. It's super annoying.
It was hard to come by, and with the way, and this isn't like how sorry about the shake. How it always normally goes.
I'm start mixing paint. Go ahead.
But food was not. We didn't get to eat on a regular-ish at all schedule.
No.
And then the times that we did eat, it wasn't great. But mostly it's just like, oh, I'm having my first actual meal, and this is like one day where I'm like, oh, I've literally only had donuts today.
Yeah.
Not by design.
Yeah.
And at like 8 p.m. And so I think all those things mixed together, you're like, yeah, you are going to pay.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I really think that's what it is. We had very bad eating circumstances.
Yeah.
Just because like we were literally working from like usually 10 or 11 until closing. And, like, we didn't have time to go get food. And, like, you can eat beforehand, but even then you're spending all day not eating. Yeah. Then, can I have your left arm, please? Yeah, it was rough. It's funny, when I saw you, Paula, you were looking for water. Yeah,
She's still looking for water, man.
Exactly.
She's probably getting very desperate at this point. It's been several more days.
Yeah. But lack of sleep, I think, now, generally, none of us drank enough water, for sure. But lack of sleep, I really do think Crystal was right, is by far, because people go hard at cons. Now, again, it makes sense, because most people
friends and stuff
only go to like a couple cons a year. So you go hard, but it's like, man, a lack of sleep is really where it is, because
that's the nice thing about like Dice Tower Con, we stayed up, but also like none of us had to be up in the morning. So we would just like sleep in later, and who cares? You know, like with PAX, it was much more of a working.
Yeah, you're on
like,
schedule.
We
of course.
Gotta go.
By the way, Mikey, there is a 86% chance I will wash out water in this cup.
Oh man, put it way off to the side, dude.
I can't, dude.
Bro.
There's an 86% chance.
Over under on how long does it take Nick to dunk his paint in his Hoff mug, which has coffee in it.
In my sweet Hoff mug, indeed.
Steve says, more extreme. Riders in the Tour de France get sick and also can't throw off infections, skin abrasions from crashes. Oh, man. Because they just keep going?
Yeah, because you're just going the whole time.
Oh.
Indeed.
God. Their body never gets a chance to recover. There's always working out.
Indeed. When I tried to refill my water bottle, the water fountains were out in that area, and they said I had to go elsewhere. I did not drink enough water either, and the thing is, you lose even more water when you're talking all day. Yeah. You're talking all day. That's the thing, is there is one, especially because we have big water bottles, and they only had like a couple of those ones where you can put your water bottle up to the thing.
There's more and more all the time that have those. They're so essential.
When we were at the Girls Game Shelf meetup, which was like downstairs and to the right, I had to go all the way back up to the con to the one water bottle filler upper to fill up my water bottle. It was ridiculous.
Boss says that's so true. Talking to everyone really dehydrates. Yeah, I never think about that.
No, I never think about that too.
This big old mucous membrane over here.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so we're super sick. I'm getting sick.
I have no regrets. The con was amazing, but yeah, Paula, I was
super fun.
I was.
So you're saying a water vendor at PAX Unplugged wouldn't be killing? Dude, get a cooler with some waters in it. You'll crush. What's up, Jay Sleazy? How you doing? Thank you for being here. By the way, thank you for being here, everybody. We really love doing these streams. I love doing these streams with Mike. And we're tell everybody, make sure you're showing up. We're trying to get these streams to get going with.
Trying to get these streams up popping.
Okay, Mikey, so we're going to go ahead and start. So, we're going to grab a small brush.
Just go around the camera back, charge $1 a swig, and then just, like, messily put some sanitizer over it. Who's next? Come
Honestly,
get this.
If you didn't have a backpack, a camel backpack would be a great idea. Because one thing about, like, our water bottles is they're giant and they get really heavy.
Yeah.
A Camelback, now granted, we always have a backcab. A Camelback would actually be a really good idea at a con because of that.
It's just like, you just imagine how intense a gamer that seems. Like, they sit down, they're like, what's it, TF4? Let's go. You're like, this guy's intense. He's not going to leave.
All right, Mikey. So we're going to go ahead and start. So we are highlighting this
I'm so scared.
as if there is a light source directly from above.
Okay.
Which means surfaces that are facing upwards will get more light than ones facing downwards. So like this flap right here, so like all the raised edges will get some highlights, but down in here won't, because this light is not going to reach that shadowed part.
Right, if I'm looking at it like
But then the highest highlight is actually going to be this piece right here, because this piece is facing straight up. We'll probably only do piece? Like 2 layers. Yeah, so this
sticking out the most, basically.
Yeah, because it's the flat surface that's facing up. You're always looking at it like this. Yeah. Basically, you look at it like this. Okay. What parts are sticking out? Now, this is a pretty on top of itself model, so there's not too much sticking out, so we won't highlight it too much. But with something like a big billowing cloak, like if it's going out like this, this part right here is going to hit the most sun, whereas under my arm here is going to get basically none.
Interesting.
So that's generally, now for this first highlight, you're basically going to highlight most of it with the exception of the deepest recesses. So Mikey, so like all these little pockets in here, don't worry about that, don't worry about that, don't worry about that, don't worry about that, don't worry about this part right here. Don't worry about this part right here. And don't worry about any of this in here.
Yeah.
And then everything else, we're basically going to go back over with our highlight. And I thinned out our paints even more. So, am I on camera? Kind of. So yeah,
no, this is nerve-wracking stuff, y'all.
Don't worry about it, Mikey.
Why even? Oh man,
basically, any part where we let the shade pool, Mikey, we're gonna leave that part.
So Lunches says, I've added case of water. This should be a good topic of today. Con preparedness.
Ooh.
What do y'all bring? What do you think is essential to bring to a con for health? Because I've talked a lot about this with Karen this week, talking about like how to be better, how to stay healthier. So Lunch is going to add case of water to my con packing list in the future. I'm going to add, Maxine does like Pedialyte or whatever.
Yeah,
like electrolytes. So it's like you don't have to drink as much water because it's hard to remember. So at least you're getting more,
you're getting more bang for your buck. Yeah.
So like that's smart. I'm just going to bring like vitamin bombs. And basically just be like, oh no.
Really,
like
if you're
starting, several days before the con.
Yeah, and as well as if we have a big water like that, throw a pack of emergency in it.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, it's like, give yourself a fighting chance.
So I just did this little bit. Is that good? The toppest most one?
Yeah.
And then, oh man.
This is the fun part. This is the best part of painting right here. So, again, we are painting undead people. They do not need to be super pristine or...
Then are you doing like the whole edge line of the cloak? Like the whole edge?
What do you mean? Yes, we will do that as well.
So, okay, literally, I'm sorry, this is, all new to me.
Yes, indeed.
I've just done this little bit and this bit.
Yeah.
What else should I do? Because that's kind of under...
Basically everything else. So basically right now, Mikey, I have done here, 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 all these little lines here, cross here, here. Basically everything that's not the deepest recesses is what you're going to redo with that. Okay. And don't worry if you accidentally hit the recesses. We can always throw more shade down there. Because we're all about throwing shade. my joke got messed up because I coughed.
Throwing shade! Surgical gloves and a mask. That doesn't make anyone nervous as you're walking around.
Not in cosplay at all. Just like in...
Stay away from me! Whoa.
But if you are worried, you can pull what a lot of people pull, where they are fist bumpers, you know, as opposed to huggers or handshakers for that reason. Yeah.
Steve says, I'm the snack guy. It's true. Steve has very good snacks. He's like trail mix and apples and stuff.
Yes.
And it's honestly like...
Yeah, like not garbage snacks.
He saves my butt at like just about every con wrap because like I get to have like good snacks and he's very generous with them. Thank you, Steve, for that. Merrimack, all possible meds, hand sanitizer, Lysol spray for remotes, antibacterial wipes, and I just got a UV light sterilizer. Rip.
Wow.
Lunches, Altoids, important. Saves the voice, makes your breath smell good, very important.
Yeah, we're both, Mike and I are big toiters.
Dude. Yeah.
Call ourselves toiters.
You're talking a lot and stuff, yeah, so it happens. Normally when I go into town, I immediately order from Amazon Prime or Instacart case of water, Coke Zeros, and protein snacks. Rip. Smart. Are you going to use Clorox wipes on all the game pieces? Ooh,
that's interesting.
Bit.
So you see Mikey
cleaned after a con. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Bubble Boy cosplay. That's actually brilliant.
Honestly, that's really
perfectly safe.
So you can see Mikey over here. See, I've highlighted this whole area here.
This whole like flat.
Yeah, see this whole that part here is all lighter. So I've highlighted all that again, leaving this dark part. So it really leaves that in the recesses.
So the dark part by the hole.
This dark part right here.
Oh.
And I'm also leaving this part right here dark. This part right here dark. And so I've done like this. Because again, this is we're doing the base coat. You're basically going to paint over most of what we did again. You're because, and then we'll highlight again from there. So basically, again, unless it's the deepest, darkest parts of the recesses, we are going to be going over it again with this base coat. And just leaving those dark parts. Burble said...
I should probably be on camera. Sorry, folks.
Lunches. No worries, lunches. We'll see you in a bit.
Lunches. Gotta go to lunch.
Probably.
Paula did have snacks, so essential. Yeah, we did not have enough.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing here, this is I mean, it's not like an advanced technique, but basically there was too much paint right there, so I wiped my brush off, got it wet a little bit, and then I basically doing what's called feathering out the edges. So there was too hard of a line, so then I took that line with a slightly damp brush, and I just did this. And essentially it made it fade out and made more of a gradient. And so if you have a really hard line, you can do that, but the problem is you have to do it right away because you have to do it while the paint's wet, because if you don't, then you're not going to do anything. And so, yeah, so this is the highlighting process. I personally find this to be the funnest part of painting a mini, because this is when the mini starts looking the coolest. And as great as a mini looks with just a base coat and a wash, and it really does look, honestly, really good just like that, you put even one highlight on it, it makes it look even better. How you doing over there, Mikey? Talk to me, baby.
Trying to do that.
This is kind of the next.
Trying to do the feathering, trying to lighten it up a little bit, get a little less. It's hard not to just have a clear line.
It is very difficult, and again, with these, because these are undeads, you can have kind of harsher lines with this, and it actually looks pretty cool because of the sculpts. Like so, you can see on. Sorry, I just want to clean off my brush. So my paint is dry on there. Because we're using very thin paints, the paint dries pretty quickly. So you can see on this one, I left pretty harsh, scratchy lines, especially up here. It's kind of hard to tell. But nonetheless, this isn't refined at all. But these guys, again, are supposed to be like underwater, undead dudes. So I didn't mind. So for this one, don't worry about the smoothness of the highlight quite so much.
Okay.
Because it's not quite as necessary.
Necessary?
If you're touching a game where someone else has touched a lot, just remember not to touch your face during the game, and then use hand sanitizer as soon as you're done. Yeah, I don't sanitize my hands ever. Is that weird? I never use sanitizer.
I never.
I don't believe in
it.
I don't believe in it. I believe it's real.
Don't believe that it does anything.
No, I just never do. I'm always just like, I'll be fine. All right, Mike, how we doing?
I think okay.
Looking good. That looks good.
It does look good. So I was even with the second go around. I mean, the highlights do.
See how much of a difference that already makes? It's a massive difference.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So some of the spots that maybe will want a little darker at the very end will come through. We'll come through and very selectively put a teeny bit of wash.
Yeah.
In certain spots, and we can always darken those back down.
I still think I was probably still a little too conservative with the wash to start with.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I did this, it definitely looks rad, but it's like yours, like you have the contrast is there. You're talking about contrast.
Mini paintings, everything's about contrast. Contrast is everything. Dice Tower West hotel reservations don't come with breakfast every day this year. Going to double my granola bar intake. Yeah, that sucks.
Oh,
that's bummer. Bummer-tacular.
We only did that buffet once, but it was a cool thing.
It was cool.
Yeah.
All right, Mikey, make sure to do...
It's like good to basically take care of a meal and a half, because you could just load up on breakfast, not eat until
pretty much
6 and have just snacks in between.
All right, Mike, so the back of the cloak is done. Remember, we got to do the head and we got to do the front of the cloak.
Okay, I did a little bit of the head.
The head, there's not too much to do, but again...
I did generally the top, and then I did like the little flaps, and I left that little bit I mean, it's probably hard to tell, but like right in there.
Yeah, and it's always hard to tell. We eventually would love to get like some really nice cameras so you can really see the details. These cameras are great, but you know they're not.
Yeah,
they're not
zoom
crazy
right the
nice.
hell in. You know.
And then for the front of the cloak, Mikey, a lot of that is going to be in shadow because it's like inside, you know.
Yeah, you're like looking.
So we don't have to worry about it too much, but we do want to do a teeny bit. At the very, very least, you kind of want to highlight the edges.
Yeah, maybe like the top part of the button on his collar is like a little.
Yeah,
more
so like the very top of his
up.
collar right here, kind of just the good thing about this is you can actually touch it with like the edge of your brush. We're not even touching it with the point, and you can get highlight and edge pretty easily that way. So you probably have a little bit too much paint.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, so I would say...
That's a good way to get... Should I just start again type thing?
No. Yeah, well, you go ahead and do that. That's fine. So basically what I'll do when I am gathering paint, Mikey, is I'll swirl my brush around like this, go boom, and then pull it out like that, and that's going to get most of it off, to the point where I don't have very much paint in my brush.
So kind
of swirl around the edge. I know, sorry, this palette... I'm going to get you your own palette.
So kind of pull it
boom.
around.
Yeah, exactly. And that way you end up with a lot less, yeah.
Okay.
Because you can always add more, hard to add less. So, boom.
This is an awful buffet, but nothing's cheap nearby. Yeah, no, it wasn't great, but it's good for
Tacos El Gordo's nearby.
Stuffing yourself. When we went like the last day, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, I had like a lot of cereal, but I was like, it's free cereal.
Yeah, it's cereal, baby. Yeah. So we're shading the inside of the cloak here a teeny bit, not a ton, but see, there's a very harsh line right there. So I'm going to go through here, dampen my brush, get it off, and then I'm going to try and feather this out a little bit. So to get that line, just kind of feather it out. Honestly, kind of like dab and like stipple it almost, and then it smooths that line out quite a bit, so it's not quite so harsh. Because this underside right here, I want to keep that nice and dark, because again, if you're looking at it, the problem is like when you're looking at a mini like this, you tend to think like, oh, this needs to be highlighted, this needs to be highlighted, but we actually need to think of the mini like this. So this inside...
What did you call it?
It's called zenithal highlights is what it's called.
The sun's at the zenith.
At its zenith, yeah, the highest point, exactly, high noon. Basically, how you want to think of it is you're shading your mini as if the sun is at its zenith on a cloudy day. That is what generally how you think of it.
Hence the not harsh lines.
Exactly. Because if it's sunny out, then you have very harsh lines. Like if you're taking pictures of like... The best time to take pictures, again, is like high noon on a cloudy day is the best time to take pictures outside, because you have diffused light because it's coming through the clouds.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very...
Steve's got annual agency year in review off-site. Have a good day. Ooh, thank you for joining us, Steve.
That sounds like words for someone with a real job.
Yeah. What's that like?
We have a real job.
We do. Need to be fun for a living. So does Steve, to be fair. He's a very fun guy.
Steve is the funnest guy.
The funnest guy with all the snacks. He's a snack man. Diz, favorite granola bar. Go. You're a Nature's Valley guy, aren't you?
I feel like Diz would be a Nature's Valley guy.
Just a crunchy one. I used to hate them, but I love them now. They are so good.
I don't love them as much as you. I don't hate them.
There's so many varieties.
There are a lot of varieties now.
We work a lot harder than you, Steve. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if that's true either.
I don't bike to work. Kashi bars?
Oh, that checks out. That checks out, Paula.
I don't know if I've ever actually had one of their granola bar products. I like their cereal, though.
Cereal's okay.
What's a Kashi bar like? I'm about to try this thing.
It's honestly probably pretty fire. So I'm doing last minute highlights.
Are there marshmallows in it? Probably not.
How many chocolate chips are there per square centimeter?
Because granola bar ain't healthy unless it's got candy in it.
That's true.
That's a fact.
That's true.
Fact.
Okay, so that is the first layer of our highlight on our cloak. How you doing, Mikey?
I think okay.
That's good. That's really good.
Let me get this edge on this side. I left well enough alone on the inside.
Mostly, yeah.
I did not do a lot. They said, Kashi bars are nope.
Oh, is that a big nope, huh?
Yummy with lots of nuts. I like a nutty bar, for sure. Says Queen, what to do?
I'm
Grizz Diz, are you know what? You know what Diz is? Old school power bar. before they really gave a crap about any sort of texture or anything, I liked them. But it's
just a hard paste.
It was a hard paste. It was a hardened paste.
Yeah,
that's Diz's fuel right there.
I generally have Cliff Bars mostly because they're 98% sugar, and it's very useful.
Yeah, they aren't great. They are tasty though.
They are tasty.
I actually don't know. There's any...
He's Tiger's Milk for sure. Tiger's Milk.
He's just like puts it down.
No.
They're on to me.
No, I'm not. They're on to me.
They're gonna get the tiger's blood later. Okay.
Alrighty, fam.
I think I'm good. I don't actually know if I've done anything.
Let me see. This looks great. You got the edge highlights here. You got a little bit of highlight out here, which is where it's supposed to be. Put a little bit right here, it looks like. That's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The dome looks nice and highlighted. Yeah, so we'll put in some deeper shading in this back, but the highlighting is great. Your highlighting here is like freaking money. We'll throw some deeper shades later, but like other than that, it's great, dude. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to add lighter colors to this, and that's going to be our next highlight. So what I'm going to highlight with is Flash Gets Yellow. So I'm not going to make this yellow, but I'm going to add this to lighten up.
Okay.
And Mikey, we're going to add some Fenrisian gray to yours, kind of a grayish light blue.
And this is going to be we're still working on the cloak now?
Oh, yeah. We got at least 1 or 2 more layers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're highlighting farther than this.
Oh.
We're not peasants.
I didn't know. I didn't know. So, okay.
So what we're not done, dude.
Oh.
I tend to do at least 2 or 3 highlights for a base thingy like this.
And will we do everything we just did? We'll highlight the same areas, or are we going to do like less and less
of this? You're doing less.
It's going to come to the point.
Yeah, just the parts that are hitting the most light.
Oh my gosh!
You can't really see because this is all yellow.
Hey,
and
exciting.
Yes,
I didn't know.
So I'm going to add a little bit to this. Put this like
this is how these take a while, huh?
Yes. This is why I've spent almost 30 hours on one mini. Yeah. So the good thing is, because we're using very thin paints, they dry pretty quickly.
Yeah. Diz says, right now, Costco has these bars from Autumn's Gold, almonds, pecans, maple syrup, rip, which you can't taste, thank God. Are you not a maple syrup guy?
What?
Diz, that's why you're so skinny, bro. Because I love maple syrup. So it's got honey, coconut, pumpkin, seeds, cinnamon, sea salt, and vanilla. That does sound pretty good.
So I can see this is my base coat right here, the little bit right there. And now this is what I'm highlighting with. See the difference? So that's about where I'm going. Now I have some more yellow over here because of... Did I hit it? Did I hit it?
Oh, Nick!
No, I didn't hit it. I didn't hit it. Oh, that was close. That went straight into my coffee almost. This
Nick
close.
Play Russian roulette with that coffee.
I don't have room over here. I have a mouse. I have our stream deck, so I can do this. Bwah, 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 bwah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, T is here. Hi, T.
Oh, one time says wash or nothing. We already washed.
Now we're washed. Now we're highlighting. Look, see these guys. Look at these butts.
Look at these butts. Nick's got a pink squid on his. I got a green one. Diz says, I love maple syrup on breakfast, not as flavoring in other foods. Okay.
I kind of agree with that. Especially if it's like fake maples flavoring. Like a lot of maple cookies, I don't like. I like maple syrup.
Probably, yeah.
Like, I hate maple cookies, maple candy. I like maple syrup. I'm kind of with you, Diz, if that's what you're saying. Kind bars or something. What's the bar you get all the time because you're healthy?
Oh, they're healthy, like Lara bars?
Yeah, the ones that are with dates and stuff. They tell you what's on the outside.
Like
Lara bars are fire.
The
So cheap.
It's just dates and cashews. Oh, it's very good.
Yeah.
Very yummy. It's healthy in the sense that it's like, it's just dates and cashews. Dates have a
incredible
lot of sugar in it.
Yes.
Like, so it's not healthy. It's just, at least your sugar is natural.
Also, very expensive.
They're not cheap.
They're not cheap.
Well, they're pretty cheap at like Target. You can get them.
Do you remember Cuda bars? Heck yeah, they're all covered in chocolate. Our mom would buy Chewy bars, which to be honest, we're not much better. Oh, no. But she would never buy us Kudo bars because they were just covered in chocolate. Here's the thing. Our mom was like fine with sugary stuff if they hit it well. Where she would sometimes buy us stuff and be like, this isn't better than this. But she, like Raisin Bran, by the way, if you don't know, Raisin Bran has more sugar than any other cereal. But she would buy us Raisin Bran because it has raisins in it. Look it up. Look next time your grocery store. Oh. Yeah. Kind bars are okay. They're a little too nutty. I don't like super nutty bars.
Probably a good point. Said Nick.
What?
are you even a real mini painter if your paint and coffee aren't getting mixed?
Here's the thing.
Like,
probably not.
Probably that's like how you earned your stripes.
Probably. I have... My bookshelf is right next to my painting table. I keep my drinks on the bookshelf. If I have a coffee or a soda or something like that. Yeah, exactly. I do it that way.
Place to mix my paint.
Okay, so now we have Mikey's blue. So now we have some Fenrisian gray. Okay. And we're just going to mix it into this blue.
And this is going to darken, lighten it, or just...
It's going to lighten it. We're always going lighter. This probably wasn't
enough. You said that.
So now...
Okay.
We're going to do kind of a grayish blue.
I'll see what we're doing there, dude.
So now it's a lighter blue, so Mikey's going to highlight... Oh, almost did it again.
You ever drank that paint, Nick?
No, I've never. That's why I keep it on a whole separate shelf, because I will drink it accidentally.
My favorite bars are Payday. It's mostly nuts and a little bit of binding. I can't remember what makes it stick together. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Payday ain't that far off from a lot of granola bars out there, too.
Nah. Heck yeah.
It really is.
I also, with my paint, like, I always use this Camp Cody... Oh, this right here. I always use this Camp Cody cup as my paint cup. Here's the thing. I usually try and pick cups to drink out of that are not similar to this at all.
Yeah.
This one is a little too similar because it's also a coffee cup. It's got a handle. They're also way too close together. So that's the thing, is that's why I keep stuff up on the shelf. I also try and drink. If I'm drinking coffee, I try to drink it out of a cup that's very not similar to this, so I don't actually accidentally...
And I've been drinking paint for some time, so it really just doesn't even affect me anymore. Yeah. I'm good with whatever goes in my mouth.
All right, Mikey. so we are... Someone clip that. So now we're highlighting again. So, Mikey, we're not going to be highlighting everything we highlighted last time.
Okay. This is blowing my mind. This is incredibly stressful.
So here, if you want to watch me real quick, I'll kind of show you at least what I'm going to highlight on the back there. Yeah. So we're going to do this part up here.
I went too close to the camera. That it?
We're going to do that part up here.
Okay. Yeah.
Right there, a little bit just down here.
Just the edge in it. Okay.
Boom, like that.
Okay.
We'll do over here like this.
Yeah.
These little lines, because why not? Even though technically they shouldn't be. This part right here is out, so we're going to do a lot of this part right here.
Just kind of the tips. Going down a little bit only.
So that's a little too harsh of a line, so I'm feathering it out. Boom, 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 boom. Like that, so that blend becomes pretty smooth like that. Calm down.
So that's going to be my kid ate paint off her bedroom door like a champion.
Which the other one was like, why?
Or did they lie and they kept saying, no, it's the other one. It's the other one, but it's both.
Can you even tell them apart?
It's both of them. Most of the time, no. I have only met them once.
That's true.
To be fair.
So then this part right here, Mikey, this part's sticking out a little bit, so I'm doing a little bit there.
Okay. Let's go for it.
And then the big part, which we'll highlight even more, is this part right here. Because this part is facing straight up, basically.
Okay. That's this right here. This is the money of the mini right here. Well, that's not on camera, is it? That's the money right there. T does epic bars, which are meat bars. What?
What does that even mean? Is that onion
beef jerky?
Dude, go to Barstow, get some alien jerky, dude?
Dude, rip. Painting cloaks is really fun. It's really cool.
Painting cloaks is the best thing.
Says no, she was honest about it, and yes, I can tell them apart.
I don't know if you can. I think you can.
She can.
I think you can.
No, she can. They got their own little personalities and everything.
How much do you even like your own children? Let's be honest. Let's talk about that real quick.
Well, we all love them. Like, if you ask me, do I like my dogs the last couple of days? Not really.
Not really. Here's the thing. You love them, but do you like them? Those are two different questions.
It's been a pain the last couple of days. Oh, yeah, meat bars. I've had those. Everyone over here has tried something that I feel like would be very... It's like a chicken jerky bar.
That's probably pretty fire.
Like...
That's probably pretty fire.
I don't... Maybe it's because I haven't had breakfast yet or something, but I'm like... I'm having a little trouble putting it together. That idea.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
a little bit.
I'm like, it's probably fine. I don't know. I mean, you had me a meat bar, but...
Man, you had me a meat bar, you know? That's the original line in Jerry Maguire.
They were originally going to be sponsored by Slim Jim, that movie.
Macho Man was originally going to be playing Cuba Gooding Jr.'s part.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and they decided...
Show me the top rope! Ooh!
So again, so now we're just highlighting bits here and there, parts that
stressful.
Are gonna get
eating breakfast for breakfast right now.
Teeny bit more light, but not too much
because you're deathly ill. Yeah, maybe that's why. Like my problem with the meat bar thing is I'm picturing it being like this thick, and he said like oh like a big thing of meat. I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. And I'm a meat eater. It seems scary. I love that concept. But I don't know. It's usually my real replacement at cons. I'm sure it's great. I just like I got to see this thing. I think seeing is believing.
All right, so that's what I'm doing for this next little layer. We'll do one more after this, then we'll call it again. These are not like the heroes. I would spend more time highlighting them and stuff, but 3 highlights for a base dude is honestly fine.
So we're gonna do this and one more highlight.
One more. The next one will be very small. It's gonna be a couple of spots. That's it. I mean, really, it's raw hide for humans. Yeah, that's kind of what I think about it. I think of like dog treats, but for people. But here's the thing: dog food's not that bad.
It's not.
It's not that bad. I'd eat it. It's very salty.
I'm anti-rawhide now. That's why Pippin's sick.
Castro asked the real question. How is a meat bar different than jerky other than thickness? And Diz says processing and ingredients. Yeah, it's got more caches. It's got more cashews. It's got more...
some cashews with that chicken? Oops, sorry, I'm not on camera.
Way to not paint on camera, Mike. Don't worry. I sometimes will spend like 15, 20 minutes not painting on camera. And I'm like, Nick.
And that's how that goes. You're like, can you run
this? Actually, this setup here is nice, but it's better than my setup at home. My setup at home is worse than this. Also, I'm painting a much bigger mini at home, which makes it more difficult.
Excuse me.
So I got to do the front of the cloak and his dome. But I hope everyone is enjoying this. These kind of streams that we're doing. We want to be doing these more and more with GenCon. So we'll be back here on Wednesday of next week, painting, and hopefully we will have some contrast paints from Games Workshop to mess around with. And we'll be testing those out. So
next week just might be a whole like let's just experiment.
Let's just try this out.
Contrast paints because I don't know. I see how these start to get cool looking, man, and the roughness is kind of rad. Like
it is.
The roughness is the greatest I could achieve right now. So
but that's okay, and that's why we started with this specifically. Is because like if it's rough, it's honestly fine. But again, here's the thing: if it's rough and it's not supposed to be rough, it's still fine because as we talked about last time, look at that! Look how cool that looks. See?
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that cool? See how this one right here, the spot right here is really, really highlighted like that. Yeah. You can see the difference.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah. It's rad, right?
That's really neat.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I'm proud of myself.
You should be proud of yourself.
The Bison Epic Bar, for instance, has bison, bacon, and cranberries kind of blended together.
Bison, bacon, and cranberries.
Right, so
actually, that's probably pretty
Everyone's heard of these things. So I'm like, yeah. I gotta look this thing up, man. These epic bars.
Epic bars. I like to make sure to do the front and the head.
Yeah, got that.
Front, there's not. If you already did, there's not much to do. I'm just doing a teeny bit.
Like one little bit.
Too much. And I'm trying to do the edges as well. Just do a little bit edge highlighting, separate it from other spots.
Gotta keep it separated. Burn, 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 burn.
Paula, what are you up to other than being super sick?
Yeah, Paula, geez, what are you doing?
Paula, actually, I'll just text you. I was going to ask about the 24-hour stream next week, but I was like, I can just text you. They are expensive, though. Yeah, I bet meat bars are expensive, especially if it's not just like horse hoof, you know.
Oh, it's
horse hoof. Calling meat.
The best horse hoofs, though. The best.
Best horse hoofs around. Johnny Horse Hoof.
Tim's supposed to be my last day.
Oh, but you're sick. That's right. No. So is it now not your last day at your job?
That's kind of a baller move, though. Kind of like, yeah.
One of my coworkers did that. He had like a couple days left at his work. He's leaving for a different job.
That sucks.
And he basically was like, his like last like, because he had sick days and they don't pay it for sick time. So he was basically the last whole week was like, yeah, I'm sick. And just like didn't come in and got paid for it.
Oh, I did that at Kid Space and stuff. And they were cool with it. Like, it was after kind of busy stuff, so I just like basically took my sick days. It's like,
you don't get paid up. They have to pay out your vacation, but
yeah, I'm like, I'm getting my money, getting my time. I earned it.
I'm gonna add a little bit of white beer. So one thing I
feel bad I'm not there for her today. Oh, can you go in a different time? I guess no, probably not.
By the way, I've been painting with inks a lot. I've been starting to get into inks.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Inks, Mike.
What does that do?
It's just ink, dude.
Ink?
Ink.
Like from a squid?
Yes, directly from the squid. No, it's like ink that you do calligraphy with. You can't paint with inks, but you can do a lot of cool things with inks.
We're painting with them right now.
But we're not painting. We're painting with paint. I added it to. So basically, if I want to lighten something, Lawson loves inks. Yes. If I want to lighten something, but I don't feel like if I want to lighten something like something with white, or I want to change it to a color. I only have like 5 different colors of inks. Or I want to darken something with black. I'll darken it with black ink rather than black paint because the ink is so much, more like water. But because it has color in it, it's highly pigmented, so it'll essentially do the same thing as like I have to add white paint and then add water to it, whereas I can just add white ink. It's smoother, it makes it flow way better off your brush, and it lightens as much as the paint does and stuff. And so I really like using inks a lot. I've started getting into it, and you can do a whole bunch of stuff where you can like glaze inks in because they're really, really thin and they have super high saturation colors. Like if you have like a red ink, it's crazy red. Really? So you can do like really, really cool things with like glazes and stuff, and you can do a lot of cool stuff with inks. Shouts out to Miniac on YouTube. He's the one who introduced me to ink.
Nice. So Paula's gonna be rocking the part-time games, part-time podcast, part-time acting, which is sort of how it goes, right? It's a little bit of there's many tributaries, and then you pull from them all.
We don't get money all from one source. Yeah, it's like...
Well, not to mention, it's cool because, like, you get to, as a creative, like, I imagine Paula enjoys, I won't speak for her, but, like, I enjoy doing lots of different things.
Yes, I really do.
Is similar, and that's super cool. Yeah, Paula's super proud of you, dude. Like,
yeah, Paula, you're freaking the best.
One time I gotta go catch a flight. You just got home.
What?
Don't go.
Where are you going?
Just don't go. Unless it's something fun. In case,
whatever it is you're doing, don't do it.
Have fun.
Just don't do it.
Have fun. I wish you steady hands. Okay, so now I'm doing
my
this
hands shake. It ain't happening.
Okay. And this is just like really.
So you can see, Mike, so I put it right here because that part's face up a little bit on the edge. We're doing again our big highlight thingy right here. And then
you on the front? No, okay.
I'm on the back, yeah. So just, again, wherever, if you're looking at it directly from above, anywhere you can see directly from above, that's basically the only place that this is going.
Oh, man.
Believe me, Mikey. I'm going snowboarding. Okay, that's okay.
Oh, rip. Never mind. How get out of here?
Did Mike and I watch Johnny Tsunami last night? Yes.
Hell yeah, we did.
And it was great.
Got me all pumped for snowboarding, I tell you that.
Yeah, I did.
And real talk, they don't hide the fact that the stunt double for Johnny Tsunami is a 38-year-old white man.
And Johnny Tsunami is probably like supposed to be a 14-year-old Hawaiian kid.
And they just
did not care. There's so many like legit close-ups of that dude riding by, and they're not even trying to hide the fact that
white pro snowboarder who cannot care less, just chewing gum.
Even though Johnny's not chewing gum in that scene.
It's so funny, dude.
Oh, it was great.
It doesn't change the fact that it's a fantastic film.
Dude, so wholesome.
So good.
Okay. Low budget films, I know. It's so funny. It was cracking us up. Because it's a faraway shot. You're like, okay, you can tell that's not him, but fine. But there's so many where he like rides past the thing and he's like 4 feet from the camera. And you're like, dude.
Like Disney, yo.
But it's because they know kids are the most of the people watching. And kids will not notice. We didn't notice back in the day, you know? Like,
so I was like, man, that kid's a really good snowboarder.
I'm like, man, they found an actor who's young and can snowboard like this? Cool. Oh, it was so funny.
Do you think it was the same stunt double that did the surfing?
No, I doubt it. Oh, they definitely just threw a black wig on that dude when they're trying to be the grandfather, who's definitely what's his name in Mortal Kombat?
The guy who steals your soul. I don't even know.
Yeah, the guy who steals your soul. Your soul is mine. It's definitely that dude. And he is just chewing on some scenery and having a great time in that movie. He literally goes, hee, like every 10 seconds, and it's great.
No, but dude, here's the thing is, he comes off so genuinely Hawaiian to me.
Yeah, I really. He looks like he's having a good time. He might be Hawaiian. I don't know.
He might be. I don't know, man. He seemed to have it down. But he's also just like the most veteran actor in that film, so who knows?
That is true.
Okay, well, here's what we got now. Little, yeah.
So again, now we're just doing little bitties. Any part that's more or less facing straight up is what we're highlighting, plus a little artistic license here and there. Where I'm like, well, I don't know if this is necessarily supposed to be highlighted.
But it looks rad. Never underestimate the importance of making it look rad.
Seriously, though, you're not wrong. That
like,
sounds like a joke,
but it looks rad, do it.
Yeah, straight
up.
up.
Do you think Da Vinci painted Mona Lisa because he's like, this has to be perfectly accurate? He's like, no, she looks rad right now.
She looks cool without eyebrows.
I'm going to leave it like that.
Yeah.
She looks super rad. And that's how he
painted.
Da
Vinci, the original
famously
bro.
How he painted. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a bro. He was a bro, man. He was.
So,
I mean, yeah, I think.
Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, we're already an hour in. See, highlighting takes a while, though.
Man, well, I didn't know it was multiple layers, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but you know.
Oh no, it has to be. I'm not here to mess around. If I'm a highlight, bro.
You're a highlighting guy.
I'm highlighting right now.
Yeah, dude.
Guys, I'm highlighting right now. This is the highlight of my day. Oh! He said it.
He did it.
He actually did it.
So now I'm on the front. There's not really much I want to highlight. So I'm just kind of doing some of the edges just to make them stand out.
Edged it up. I'm into it. I mean, you know.
It's like this edge right here then stands out really nicely against that dark. It's easier to see in real life, honestly. But,
what event blew off the bottom of that boot but kept the top of it floating in the air?
That's a fair point. A fair question. It was...
That's a good point.
Maybe it didn't get blown off. Maybe it just wore away with time.
Maybe a shark got him when he was swimming.
Ooh, good call. That's a good one.
And he managed to slick his foot out. Yeah. Sasquatch says sharks. I like the idea that it blew off his foot as he was standing there and just took the skin. He was just like, holy crap. His bones are fully intact.
All right, fam. So
again,
that is the...
You know what the designers of this mini, they're like, you know what would look rad? There's a big-ass squid on his sword. They're like, can we make that? And the 3D molders said like, yeah,
I guess.
And you're like, cool. 300,000 of them, go.
The funny thing is there's other minis in it. One of the other ones, one of the other minions from the Wellsport Brotherhood, which is the other faction, definitely just has an octopus on his head.
Yeah,
and they're like, awesome. But why don't you make one of them have a squid hat? And they're just like, oh gosh, why do I work here?
They're like, why should we do that? You're like, because it's going to make $4 million. You're like, okay, let's print it.
And it did. Alrighty, so that's the end of the highlight, the cloak, and you can see this part right here is highlighted the most because it's facing upwards like that. And then, God, cloaks are so freaking fun to paint. How you doing?
I think I'm good, man.
Who texted us, Mike?
Dan Pinades.
Do the Pinades?
Text the Pinades. I mean, I think in the group chat, we got text Pinades.
All right, cool.
I mean, I'm into it. I think I'm
so we're going to darken down some of the darker parts, and that'll make
them
them pop even more. But that looks great, dude. Looks really, really great.
Thanks, man. It's not bad. Especially you get like that angle. That looks cool, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, so big claps up to Mikey for that one.
First highlighting ever. Y'all got to see it.
So there's honestly not too much. We have the bones we need to highlight. We need to highlight his pantaloons, which won't be too much, mostly because they're so folded. We'll basically only be able to do like the raised edges on his pants, and then that's basically it. And then his bones and the sword, and we're not going to highlight the boots, although we're going to throw some Ard coat on the boots.
What is that?
Ard coat is essentially a gloss varnish. And so what we're going to do, once we're done varnishing these, which we won't do today, but once we're done...
Varnish these bad baby
We're going to varnish them, Mikey. You got to protect them. Because then it has a layer of matte varnish in between the paint and your hands.
Yeah, because I mean already.
So
it's
yeah, we'll have to touch up some stuff. Exactly. So what Art Coat does is Art Coat is glossy, and they tend to have like whaleskin boots, so we'll have shiny boots at the end of it. Like you probably be able to see it on camera.
Now his boot got blown,
but you can see here.
Off,
see how
still waxes them down.
His boots are shiny there. Yeah. You can't really see on camera, but especially if you're painting something like Star Wars Imperial Assault, you're doing like stormtroopers. Oh, yeah. Like their helmets, their armor should be shiny.
Yeah,
because it's that shiny metal like of it. So especially with something like Darth Vader, who's got kind of like fabric armor, but his helmet is very shiny. It's a really cool duality with the two.
That's freaking nuts.
So we'll eventually do that, but we'll do that literally at the very, very last step after we do the base, after we varnish, and we won't do that on stream. But all right, so Mike, talk to the people. I'm gonna try and mix up this brown again. We had our colors from last time, and then I was trying to wet the sponge for our wet palette, and I actually poured way too much water in there, and it just ran over all the paint. I was like, well, I wanted to keep it because now I have to try and remake our pants.
Our
gosh, I don't remember how the heck I did it.
Burnt orange pants.
How did I do it? Yeah, I know the really bright orange, the Troll Slayer orange. That one, yeah, I had that one.
Troll Slayer orange.
I think it was this.
I like that it's always like, it's not always, but like, they're like, da-da-da-da. Red.
Yeah,
so
right?
You still know what color basically it is. Like,
sometimes they don't though. You're just kind of like, what does that even mean?
Sometimes they don't.
Like Rhinox hide. I'm like, that's a dark brown.
That's Rhinox hide, dude. Rhinox hide is Rhinox hide, bro. But yeah, it's just so funny. Like, you know, King Slayer pink.
And some makes sense because it's like this is like Gene Stealer purple. Gene Stealers are.
Does that make sense?
It does actually because a Gene Stealer is a troop in the Tyranid army. And GW, how they paint their Tyranids is they have purple carapaces. So this is Gene Stealer purple. It actually makes sense to that.
Okay.
But there's other ones like Moot Green. I'm like, what is Moot? Is it a moot point?
What's green about the moot? The moot about the green. I mean, crayons have names like mac and cheese.
True.
No wonder kids eat them. That's just unfair.
Yeah.
They must have vitamins in them or something, just in case.
Oh, yeah. Play-Doh does. Everyone knows that.
It's like, yeah, that's why it tastes so good. It's just... Who's having fun? Throw up big bombs in the chat, fam.
Who's having a great time? These have a very satisfying sound.
They do. I like that.
I liked that. I liked that. What's everyone doing this weekend?
Yeah. Who's got what planned? Who's playing what? Has anyone got some games going down, throwing down? Throwing it down. Well, gonna throw down.
All right, that's going to be close enough. And then to lighten this, I think I'll just actually use some of this because it's yellowish. This one we're only going to do one highlight, maybe two.
On the pants?
Yes, because one, we want the focus to not be on the pants. We want the focus to be on the upper body pants? And the face.
What if they're really cool pants?
So that's a general rule. Or general...
Bring the focus yonder?
Yes. You want to have more detail up towards the face because that's what's going to draw people's eyes there. If you did a ton of detail on the pants but not that much on the upper body, people are going to stare at the pants because that's the part that's most appealing to the eyes. So... You generally don't need as much...
what if that's where you want people's heads to be? Woo!
Sure. You can do whatever you want. I mean, only thing I do whatever you want. I tend to highlight stuff pretty evenly, ultimately. I don't tend to like I'm going to spend way more time on this than this. But you definitely don't want to spend, like, all your time on the boots. Unless you really, really want people to focus on the boots. Quacks and Herb Witches literally just delivered. Can't wait to play it. Oh, I want to play Herb Witches. Quicksand, please let us know how it is.
I know. We're in a bit of a predicament, though. We're going to have to wait to get that for a while.
Why?
We got to wait till the BGG bits come back in sale.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah,
I don't know if I want to print the new ones.
No, I don't, because I eventually want to get the BGG bits. So, Mikey, here we're just going kind of like over the spots on the skulls. Again, just generally any upraised part. Highlighting, especially if you're not doing complicated highlighting with like object source lighting and stuff, it's pretty simple. You're just doing whatever's high up, whatever sticks out. That's what you're doing. Especially something like these pants, which are very, very like foldy. They're very I don't know. They got a lot of layers and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's pretty easy. It's just like, all right, anything that's sticking out that's not,
right. So.
It's like do that, and that's pretty much it.
Sass Queen Bold putting in the chat. I know he's at work, but what if he's slacking off? She said Victor's gonna hurt, which is
Christmas. Gosh, you just ruined Christmas.
I know.
That's cool though.
Very awesome.
That is awesome. Really, really want to get herb witches. Herb witches. Wolfgang Washington, North Star, Crushing. Mirror Meg, you're still there. What was your favorite game you played at the PAX?
Yeah, did you get to play much? What'd you enjoy?
We got to meet Miramax at PAX. It was
knows about
freaking
awesome.
Queen?
You just tell him.
What?
Is it because does he be sneaking around?
I feel like he's a sneaker.
Get access.
I feel like he's sneaky like that.
Or is he just like? Or you just like, hey, I'm getting you this. He's like tight because he's just like, I want to know. I like to know.
So remember, Mike, we have this little flap.
Yeah, I did the flap, man.
Oh, I did the flap, dude.
I'm highlighting this back part of the pantaloons, honestly, just to cover up the blue that I put there.
That's right, man. Yeah, the back part, this right here, I mean, a teeny bit, you don't need much because this is
fixing the
fully underneath his legs, and there technically would not be any light
any of it. I'm just covering up the blue.
Yeah, that's the best part, man. You can go through, highlight something up, so you can
fix up some boomers,
cover up your sins,
Yeah, man. You can play If We Get It Before You. Quacks is one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, if you all are down, I mean, I really do. I don't. I mean, I guess we could always get herb witches, but it'd be a bummer to. We
would have to take out all the things, which we literally can't because some of them are glued. So
I'm just like,
oh, I just touched the glue with my hand.
Oh, yeah, why?
Are you done, so?
I'm done, so, man.
All right, man. Just add some of this Baylor yellow into here. Not too much, but with like one of the crabby brushes, please. Please use one of the crabby brushes, Mike. No, not that one. Not a white handled brush. One of the blue handled brushes. No, please don't use my color shapers for that, Mikey. Mike's trolling over here.
Yeah. What am I doing? What do you want me to do?
Add some of this Baylor brown that we got here. Not that, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Cool. And add it in.
Just mix it in this whole thing?
Yep. Spear next. Okay, so add a little more. Well, I always do a teeny bit because sometimes colors are really, really strong, and sometimes they're not nearly as strong as you think they're going to be. So just always go teeny bit, and then add more after that. Because again, you can always add more. It's very hard to take any away. All right, so we got a teeny bit of highlight on the back there, but not much because, frankly, that he's got these weird pants that are all underneath. And he's also got skulls on his pants. This guy's got a very weird lower body. Give the dark roast coffee brown wash. This right here. Yeah, I'll pour this bad boy on here. A little more.
I honestly thought I'd add too much. I was like quietly putting it away.
A little more. There you go. That's fine. More. That's good. Let's mix it. Get all the edges. Get all that in there. In their tea. Cool. That's good. So we'll use that as our other highlight again, just a little bit.
Pardon my cough, folks.
Teeny bit. And then that'll be it for the pants. So again, we also start with the cloak. I tend to start with the thing that's going to take the longest. The cloak is also, to me, the most important part, other than like the face and stuff.
He doesn't have a face because he's a skeleton.
He's a skeleton guy. I also tend to start with what's the most fun, which is dumb. I probably should end on what's most fun, but I don't.
Oh, man.
So now, Maggie, we're doing this. We're just doing this.
Sesame says, no, her boys are from my parents. That's how it works. We ask and we receive. Nice.
Oh, cool.
I see I get it. I thought you were just like, here's what you get for Christmas from me. I was like, yo.
Our mom does that. She goes, what do you want? And we go like,
I need to respond.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, dude.
I really don't know this year.
I think we hit her back with, yo, what do you want, lady? Because then she's going to be like, oh, shit, I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of a good point. We never ask her what she wants. We just get them something for their cabin. Just because they always like stuff for their cabin. So
cabin life now, man.
They live that glamping cabin.
Okay, so wait. So kind of the same thing where I'm like,
no. I touched that blue. I didn't think I did, but I guess I touched that blue. But
So now we're doing the same thing, sort of the most...
Very high edges, that's it. It's like the top of this main skull here in the middle has got like a raised edge. The top of the flap here.
Yeah.
It's not much, but a teeny bit, just to bring it out a little bit more, add a little bit more of that contrast, a little bit more of that interest. And then that's it, man. It's going to go boom. Just... 1, it looks cooler. 2, it legitimately makes it easier to tell what's going on. Because this Mini is like one of those ones where it's like, when it's painted, you can pretty much tell pretty easily what's going on. When it's not painted, it is very difficult to see.
Well, this is a lot of different things.
To see like what all...
Like now that we have the skull
is
down
like
here
what?
painted, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a skull down there. But I'm like...
Oh, you can if you're looking at it in real life, but it's like, man, it's
a jumble.
Oh, there's a chain right there too. I missed that. Well, maybe we'll come back later to hear that.
Okay. What do you think, folks? Rip.
Sorry, I'm just very close in right now because I'm trying to hit.
It's a macaroni portrait. That's what you getting for the old lady, hey? You can make her some noodle art.
Noodle art.
Could be kind of cool. Could be kind of cool.
Could be kind of cool.
The old school, the old school gold spray painted macaroni frames. There's smiling face in the middle. Hey, you know what? Mom still got some of those on our tree every year.
Yep.
So those gifts keep on giving, dude.
Yep.
Mom has kept a fair portion of elementary school holiday project.
Yeah.
She kept a lot. We have these awful pine cones.
Yeah.
That we use glue and put like jelly beans on.
Yeah.
It may look kind of like a Christmas tree, like look like ornaments. And like there's got to be like 2 jelly beans per left on there. She puts them up every year.
Yep.
On the mantle. We have these. I made these ornaments. We had a project. We had to use recyclable materials.
Yep. That ornament.
So recycled a battery and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
Yeah.
Put it into a clip and it made like a bee thing. It was actually pretty creative. I was like,
it was cool 10 years ago. Now it's mostly just a battery.
It's mostly falling apart
with like one scrap of paper off it, you know.
But it's still. I was like, wow, that was a creative thing I did. Mm-hmm. Nice. I used like
the one that I still really like is when we had to take a pear, like a fruit, and we wrapped it in like
like a balloon. And
that was a balloon, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, but it was like a pear shaped. And
and then you wrapped it with like gold wire, and then you glued the whole thing, popped the balloon, took it out, and then you had like a cool. Those ones Mom still has. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, you can do wire. I think the ones we did, or one of them, maybe mine is like string.
Yeah, it's string.
I think it's in glue or Mod Podge or something. You do that, and then it hardens. You pop it, and it makes an ornament. Those I would love to make more of those because those are legitimately neat. I mean, you've done a lot of those
with the lamps,
with the lamps, and they're super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mom's kept a bunch of those. And there's a picture of Nick from kindergarten that's like one of the better pictures of all time.
Yeah.
Dumb cheese. And
I'm doing this face right here. But I have buzzed head, and super 90s clothes, and just like, it's pretty great.
It's pretty adorable. And it's in a little macaroni thing that, again, mostly is, or maybe it's just popsicle sticks at this point.
Oh, that's sad. Because my parents are too practical. They kept much of my kid art. Here's the thing. I am all about ugly Christmas trees. Your Christmas tree should not be pretty. It should not be uniform. It should just have a bunch of it's literally a story. Oh, we went to the Grand Canyon, so we got a little ornament. It should be ugly.
What do y'all think about trees and things if you decorate Christmas trees, if you do that stuff at all? Like, because like Karen's sister, for example, is like they do like a theme. You know, and they theme it out every year. And this year it's gold and stuff. And I'm just like, dude, barf. Like, just make it wacky.
Yeah, make it silly.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, mom isn't like necessarily overly sentimental.
No,
like in terms of like making sure everything gets kept. But she like kept a lot of those things. Like that's one area where like she like. I guess because it probably packs away easily and stuff, and she's just always kept them and puts them up every year. It's part of the tradition.
I like it.
Me too. It's fun.
Yeah.
Because you like her, decorations and stuff is very much like a progression through life in terms of the ornaments and the different things. We have this dancing Santa that hasn't danced for a very long time.
He still sometimes makes sounds in the middle of the night, scares the crap out of us.
Yeah. Once in a while,
Yeah.
It's haunting. And she's got like 80 nativity scenes now. Mom loves nativity scenes. Her house is lousy with nativity scenes.
Our mom is not that religious at all. And she has minimum 8 nativity scenes.
So many.
Like, I don't know if she's like necessarily Christian. She just, God, she loves nativity scenes, man. She has.
It's because she loves babies so much.
That's true. My mom loves babies. Like, literally any flat service on our house at this point right now got a nativity scene on it. Small ones, big ones. It's just, she's all in on nativity scenes.
Oh yeah, see, Paul says their Christmas tree has a lot of homemade.
Okay, that's good at least.
So that's that. Yeah, that's the same thing we have. It's just that. It's just like all the little homemade.
So there's an ornament Mike has to be the one put on every single year.
No, it's gonna get this year.
No. I literally won't do it.
Why?
Because it's your thing to do.
But it's super.
You've done it every single year since we were kids. I refuse to do it. I'd rather not put it on the tree than have me put it on. I'd rather it not be. I'd rather it stay. I'd rather it break than me put it on.
Yeah. Lunch just got broke down and got a second tree because you need that much more space because that's ripper.
That's freaking rad.
We have a 3-foot tree with weird and or hand-painted ornaments.
Yes. Oh, did I put the wrong one on there?
We got righteous Black Santa.
We do have Black Santa. Yeah, here.
It was awesome. He's like in like a straw, like a golfer's hat. Yeah. Like a brimmed golf. Like that's all I can think of it as. Like you're on the beach, but you just finished like a tight 9. Like, he's wearing one of those hats. I don't know why. And he's just got, like, a little Christmas tree. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's from Lowe's. I was like, yes!
Dude, low-key, best hardware stores got the best ornaments.
Yeah.
We have these ornaments from Home Depot that we freaking love, dude.
Dude, so awesome.
I might use this one, not this one. I just put the wrong one out.
Is this one?
Yes. You shop T-bone. Then we're going to use this one as a highlight. Okay. So now we're doing the bones, Mikey.
Okay.
This is by far the hardest part.
Why?
By that I mean not really.
Oh God.
Yeah, I love Christmas. I love decorating. David, my roommate David, his mom got his fiance Sam this giant like Hogwarts. It's like a nativity scene in terms of like it's those kind of like little minis and stuff like that you put on like a mantle or something like that. But it's not like a nativity scene. You know, it's not like
just a Hogwarts.
It's not like Ron and Hermione standing with a baby Harry or something like that. Although I would totally put that nativity scene up.
That would be awesome. Oh, I goofed that. Goofed all that.
But it's like it's kind of a similar thing. But there's like Hogsmeade and all this stuff. It's got like a giant freaking Hogwarts. It's super cool, and like we can't decide where to put it, so it's still just like sitting in the box. And I'm like, Sam, we have got to put this up. She's like, I don't know where to put it. And I'm like, I can't decide. And we're like, oh lordy, because also we're trying to put it in a place where the cats can't get to it.
Are they, because they're kittens, are they pretty, can get everywhere now?
Yeah, they're huge. I mean, they're massive.
They're pretty adorable, those cats.
Yeah, they're pretty great. Well, they're huge buttheads. But
Lunches says, growing up, we did an Advent tree. Me and my 3 brothers would each add an ornament every night leading up to Christmas. That's very cool.
That's actually pretty rad. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, Saskia says, my kids decorate the tree every year. They love it. It's fun to watch the tree look better and better. And it's free labor.
Yeah.
You can just sit back, just drink, get crazy if you want. Yell at them when they misplay something. Now! Y'all put green next to red this is Christmas.
Paula's got this year my sister got a small tree for her kids to decorate however they want, and then she still gets her pretty put together tree. That's a good way to do it.
I like that.
That's a good way to do it.
The kids tree. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. We got a little 4-foot tree on a table.
Yeah. It's cute.
So the dogs can't
get to it. Yeah. Pretty much.
It's been working out. Okay, so I did his hands, did the top of the arms.
Yeah. Okay, his face is one we want to be the most careful on because you want it to. His weird human hands. We
nailed that.
Talk about it many times last stream because he's got these.
Karen did a great job lighting it too. We got some tips on a kind of an inside out light wrapping from Sass Queen, the way their family does it and stuff, and so it does look nicely fully lit. It's very cool. It's a very well done job.
Too much paint. Must have less. Must go faster.
Must go faster. Good for him being so calm in that situation. Like, I know he's pretty badly injured at that moment, but he's just like, guys, we gotta
speed up, fam.
A little bit.
Inner Guidance said, morning, bros. Morning, Inner Guidance. How are you? Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. We're having a great time painting. I hope everyone else is having a good time. By the way, if you have any questions for us or just about painting in general or whatever, please pop them out. This is meant to be, not only am I more or less kind of teaching Mike, it can be a teaching opportunity for all of you.
All of us.
I'm not that great, so don't think I'm some expert.
Oh, do not do that to yourself.
I am not.
You don't want the surgeon that says, like, I mean, I've nailed it once before. I could probably do it again.
That is true. I think it's a little more low stakes.
Especially when we're trying to sell the concept of this stream.
No, I think I never said I was bad. I'm a good painter. I just don't want to be labeled as, like, an expert.
I mean, you're pretty expertise-y to me, dude.
To me, man. Dun, 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 alrighty. Doing some arms. So this one, like, we're only going to do 2 highlights for these. Because honestly, most of these they're all pretty straight up and down. They're not, there's no really sticking out parts that would be super highlighted. So we're just going to do 2. Hey. Alright, that's good. So we got a little highlight on his arms and hands.
I have a question. How many chrome tabs is too many chrome tabs?
No more than 3. Seriously, it stresses me out. People who have a billion tabs open. How can you keep track of anything? I literally can't have more than 3 open at any given time. I start freaking out.
I know. It's just
legitimately start freaking out. So 3. 4 is too many. I don't know how people do it. 42. No, Lunches. You're wrong. I don't care if it's the answer to the
Lunches has his life together. I think the more your life is together, the more you can handle.
Maybe that's it. But man, my life is not together. I can't do it. It freaks me out. I start getting stressed out. I had about 30 open the other day. How do you keep track of anything? How do you even know where anything is? Doesn't it take so long to find whatever tab? Also, like, are you looking at 30 things at a time? What's the point of having them all open? I'm only ever doing... maybe I just can't multitask. I can only ever do, like, 1 thing at a time. I just can't. I can't hang. I can't hang with you 30 tabbers.
You wish you could, but you cannot.
So I got moved on to the brighter highlight.
Same, bro.
I'm basically only going to do the top of the ribs. The top, like, 2 ribs there. Bit down here on the pelvis. I believe is the clinical term for it.
Pelvis. Pilvers.
And then just some highlights on the face, even though they, again, technically aren't really hitting the light. But again, the face is the most important.
Google Chrome is like acid. You only 3 tabs max, guys.
Dude, put that on a shirt. 3 tabs.
Do my acid like I do my Google Chrome. 3 tabs and out. It's fun. Fun to joke.
It's fun to joke about acid.
And guys, 4 to 5 is the average. So 30 was an outlier. Okay, that's good to know.
That's good to know. That makes me trust you more.
Unless there's where you find yourself with multiple of the same tabs. See, Cashflow's got keep 10 to 15 a day.
Oh Lord!
Just found a tab from November. Diz.
Can't help it.
Your poor computer is just like, shut me down, man.
There's one tab everyone needs to keep open next Thursday, and that's our live stream.
Yeah.
No matter what, you keep that tab open.
I don't care if you're AFK or what. You keep that tab open and strong, baby.
So just doing the last bit of highlight here on his arms. A little higher up, get a little more highlight. Draw your eyes up to that sword. And then we're done with the barns. It's a little dark over here, but that's fine. Minimal 10 excels over web page, not so much. That makes more sense because that's like for work. You're like, I gotta I don't know what you do, but I'm going to go ahead and just assume you work at a place that makes weirdly shaped Post-its. So you're like, okay, we got a sales tab open for the one shape like zebras.
These are for notes for our dogs. They're going to be bones.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, that makes sense. That's what I think of a dog.
That's what I think of. When I think of dogs, what post that a dog would love? This one. This one right here.
This one right there.
Alrighty, Mikey. So we're going to be ending today around 10:50 because right after this, if you don't know, we're going to have table takes over on GenCon's stream. They're right after us. We're kind of the lead-in for them. So be sure to watch that show. So we're going to end up ending a couple minutes early, probably like 10:50, 10:55.
To give them a couple minutes.
To give them a couple minutes so we can switch out the streams and stuff. So, just beats and dubs. So, Mikey, we don't have too much more, so let's go ahead and move on to the... let's just do a teeny bit. We're only going to do one little highlight for this. Where is it? Here's... Wait. XB88, the brown parts. So, basically, the little strappies on that. And then, what other brown part do we have? Do you have anything else? Nope. So, it's going to redo the little strappies.
Okay.
And then that's it. For this part. And then we're going to do the sword, and then we're going to do our, oops.
Hi, them squids.
And the squids. The squids are going to be, again, kind of however you want, because they're squids. All right, Mikey.
It's not like a standard highlight procedure for squid.
Although I'm sure someone has made a video.
This brown over here?
Yeah. No. The one in the middle. Sorry, there's not much of it, because we don't need very much of it, so.
Oh, well, we don't need much of it. What would you even do? Are you just going to do the straps, the whole deal?
My straps are really dark because of the wash, so I'm basically just kind of repainting them on a little bit, just so they stick out a little bit more. And then there's also the hilt of his sword is that brown. Mm-hmm. So the spot like in between his hands that's kind of facing up, I'm highlighting that a little bit, but that's basically it. That's why I put out so little of the paint, because I'm like, we have the tiniest possible amount to do. And then we'll move on to the sword, which will again just be one highlight. We'll do a lighter silver highlight.
Rip.
Oof, that's why it was hard. Okay. Woo! So now we got a little bit of that strap on there. You can't really tell too much on screen, but it's
strapped up.
Oh, God. All right, so now we're going to use, where's my, why is the Celestia Gray over here? Can you put, what? No, it should be right here. We're going to use.
Put the paints back where they're supposed to go.
Runefang Steel.
Runefang Steel!
Which is our bright silver, and we're just going to put that on the sword, on the, basically a lot of it. We want it to be pretty bright. And then, I didn't highlight the skulls or the foot, but that's fine. I can come back to that in a little bit. Hi, Rosie. How are you? Thank you for being here.
Girl, hi.
That's our sister.
How was your meeting?
Yeah.
Your presentation.
I was Bali. I assume it was in Bali because you work for Star Wars. You got money like that.
Yeah, Bali.
I know my hair is freaking long. Seriously.
Call him a hippie. He's a hippie. Call him it.
Let him know.
Big Monk in the chat if you think he's a hippie.
Metallics tend to separate a lot, so you gotta really
make sure they're mixing up.
All the shiny, sparkly particles in there tend to sink to the bottom, so you gotta really. Oh, Inner Guidance. I wish we went to Bali. I was just joking, but you went to. No. Inner Guidance. That's Kristen. We know Kristen. It took me a while to register who that was. Hi, how are you? By the way,
in your head. You thought Bali.
Yeah, that's probably, honestly, it's probably like subconsciously why I thought Bali. That's right.
No, we just all wish we were there. You got to live the dream.
You got to go do cool stuff there.
I know.
Freaking cool stuff Inc. over here.
Yeah, you went for so long, too. That's so rad.
I know. All right, Mikey.
Okay. So most of the sword, definitely this whole edge.
Yeah, sorry. This did dawn on me who that, of course.
It's the morning. You'll forgive us. The brains
not used to streaming this
full operating capacity, Not that we have much for the brains to begin with.
Your brakes are shot and you need a new transmission.
All I asked for was an oil change.
Well, you're lucky we got these problems when we did.
Boy, that caused you some serious trouble.
So yeah, so basically I'm going to do this side of the blade, this bottom half of the blade I'm probably just going to leave.
Man, I think I'm an expert painter, guys.
Dude, Mikey, you've been an expert painter, dude, since day one.
Well, I'm only on day 2, so.
Everyone can paint. I'm a big Bob Ross believer in that way. Every day is a good day when you paint. TM, Bob Ross.
And me.
And it's like that, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Michael Scott, and then Wayne Gretzky underneath it. Such a funny joke.
So I kind of did the whole upper half of the sword. Look at me go. Look at that crap. Oh, that's tight. What do you think of that?
What?
What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did, too. Ooh,
oh, look,
follow.
they got the same
Thanks
idea.
for the follow.
Thank you for the follow.
Is that Creature Caster? Like
Creature Caster.
The Creature Caster? Yo, you make dope minis, Creature Caster.
Yo.
I don't know if you're watching us on GenCon, if you just walked over to our channel, you make dope minis. They're giant, they're very cool.
Thank you for making what you make.
Creature Caster, you rule.
Creature Caster. Skelly says, what's up, dude?
Also, if you are there, I think you're the one who helped Scott from the Miniac make his Duchess mini, which is also very, very cool.
Mega cool.
Thanks for that follow, Creature Caster. Again, if you are watching us here.
Hey, Creature Caster is here. That's
hey, what's up, Creature Caster? How you doing? You make dope stuff.
Thank you for doing what you do.
Thanks for making thanks for casting the creatures. It's an accurate name.
Inner guy says it was less rad. Talking about the trip, it was less rad for my boyfriend who had to stay home and take care of our cats.
That's why I was like, hey, he didn't get to go. That sucks. That's less fun for him.
Hey, real quick, big ups to the boyfriend for being like, go on your journey,
go do your thing. Yeah, you got to go do your thing.
Cool
you know?
thing. What a rad dude. Like, yes, let your partner have their growth moments.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, he was super cool. Yeah. But that's right. He's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude, indeed.
He's a cool dude, that dude.
He's a cool dude.
Hey, man, that dude
didn't kill my cats.
Cool dude. He did not kill my cats. I came back, my cats were super alive.
Okay, Rosie says, wasn't terrible, talking about the meeting. Super short, which is nice. Rip. I had to talk to everyone about mental health. Oh, wait. Scroll.
Oh, God, hold on.
Scroll. Just a little. Okay. I had to talk to everyone about mental health and what resources we had to help support ourselves and our partners. Went well, I think. That's awesome. That's super cool that you guys are like concerned about making sure your employees are like not horribly unhappy. There seems to be more and more of that focus in the workplaces of the world. Which
it really does seem like Starbucks tries to treat their people pretty darn well, which is
nice. I appreciate the things they do for being such a humongous company.
Quicksand asks, what kind of varnish you use to finish these guys off? I am a big fan of... You could use varnish out of a... like an airbrush varnish. I don't like to break out my airbrush very often because I'm not very good at airbrushing, and I much prefer to paint with paints. So I don't have any airbrush varnish.
Airbrushing seems incredibly difficult to me.
It's very hard.
Like, how do you have any control at all?
You can control the flow of the airbrush, of the air and the paint out of there, and it's better, but it's not. It's very difficult. No. And I just, in general, I come from a traditional art background, so I tend to like to paint rather than airbrushing. Although there are certain things that are much easier airbrushing.
Yeah, very quick and stuff, and for certain types of things.
That's what it is. A lot of it's expediency. It's just things can go so much faster with an airbrush. Especially if you're painting large models like Creature Caster. They have very large models.
They're fantastic. We'd happily paint a Creature Cast model on the stream anytime.
Happily.
Rosie says, I'm dead inside, but I'm caffeinated, so it balances out.
That's all that matters.
But see, because you're running things.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
right.
get that extra level of hellishness.
Hellishness. So what I use a rattle can varnish. I like Army Painter's anti-shine, which is just a matte varnish. I really like theirs. It doesn't, not too many. Whatever you do, don't buy like varnish from like a Home Depot. Get like something that's for mini painting, because I used to varnish with like some random matte varnish I got. It's so thick.
Yeah.
And so I really like Anti-Shine by Arm Painter. It has always been the one I've used. I've really, really like it. It's very light. You can just do a light coating. It doesn't look thick. It mats everything down. It protects it very, very well. We've had minis for years, and it's done a great job. So I really, really like Anti-Shine by Army Painter. Is by far my favorite. I also like Army Painter's Rattle Can Primers the best as well. I like them more than Citadel.
When you shake the can, it rattles.
That's the thing. That's why it's called a rattle can, Mike. All right, Mikey.
It goes like this.
We are doing the squid. Squid. So what'd you use? Use moot green, right?
Yeah.
All right, bring it out, baby. And again, I hope everyone has enjoyed this. We're going to be back on Wednesday. Probably painting this again. Hopefully, at that point, we will have
thick with 2 C's. Yeah. What if I want my mini to be thick, dude?
Oh, you can. You can make it real thick.
All right.
Hopefully, we'll have those the contrast paints by that point, so we'll have a contrast painting stream. If not, we'll probably be doing another one of these minis.
And we'll be painting we'll be streaming on Monday.
On GenCon as well.
As normal, we'll be playing a game that time.
Yes.
And then next Wednesday will be our next painting stream.
That's right.
Wop, wop. One of these?
Probably smaller, but yeah. Those are the one in the back. But either way, yeah. Just so brushes.
It's just stressful, Nick. Give me the thing!
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to smack my camera like
Legitimately struggling there for a second.
Alrighty, so we're going to see...
What?
So sorry, I'm just going to cover up the whole camera. For me, it's a little weird at this because I put blue polka dots on them, so I got to...
Oh, yeah, what are you going to do here?
I'll highlight with the blue on the polka dot parts.
With the blue on the polka dots.
So yeah, we're not doing too much here. Just going to do like one, maybe 2 highlights.
Chicago. Get out.
Just trying to brighten it up a little bit, separate some of the parts from other parts, separate it from the sword a little bit. And that's about it. I just want it to be very bright. Chicago. What we doing?
Excuse me.
And it might look a little bright, but Citadel warm colors, particularly reds and pinks, tend to dry much darker than they are when they're wet. So it's always kind of a leap of faith when I use red with Citadel, because I'm always like, this is 3 times too bright. And then it always ends up darkening down to where I want it to. But it is stressful.
It's a harrowing moment.
Dude, yeah. I'm always like, gosh, this is way brighter than I want it to be. All right, yeah. So we got a little bit of depth.
Depth on that squid.
Got some depth on that squid. And again, if you have not followed GenCon, please give them a follow. And then right after this stream, we're going to end this stream in about 15 minutes. They're going to have a board game news show called Table Takes. It's very, very cool, very, very fun. So make sure to stick around for that. You don't have to move. You're just going to sit here at the exact same channel.
Just you're in the right place already. Just stick around. It's just like TV that way. You know what I mean?
Just like TV.
Rosie says, I like that Mike is getting in on the painting action, which is not normally my thing. You're doing great. Thank you.
Yes.
It's not normally my thing. This is an area where, like, I feel like I maybe have a shot at getting kind of okay at it, you know? And like,
have you ever had much interest in it?
Mini painting?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. Like, I mean, starting way back when we were painting zombie signs, I was like, I want to help you out. And I painted like a couple and I kind of flamed out. But it's like, there's the initial, like, I want to do this. This seems cool. And it does seem cool. And like learning to do highlights, I'm like, I kind of see how the top of my sword looks lighter. And I'm like, whoa, I did that. You know, it's you feel accomplished and whatnot.
It's very satisfying, yeah.
So, I have had an interest. And it's like, this is not bad. Again, you go out here and it's not bad.
Yeah.
Although I gotta fix this little. Got a little blue on my bones.
Up close, but it's like, it's just when you're looking at it from a distance, you actually like no one looks at minis this close unless you're actually inspecting how good the paint job is. You always they're always back on the table, and they look great, you know.
Yeah. And thank you for your kind words, Rosie. It's fun, man. It's really fun.
Lunch said, Rosie with a heart of gold, still my favorite Murph. Like,
same, bro.
Friggin'
ain't no question who the favorite is in our family, including Rosie. Rosie is Rosie's favorite.
Yes. I mean, here's the thing.
No, it's Chaz, but you know.
Yeah, Chaz is the best of us.
Yeah.
But, I mean, here's the thing. You all get to see us the most. We are by far the worst of the two Murphs.
Oh, yes.
Of the siblings Murph, yeah, we are the least cool and awesome.
Yeah. That's why we're overcompensating by being like, look at me on the internet. You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's why we do that.
Paula D says, I used to think I couldn't paint minis. That would be too tedious, but it's actually pretty fun, and I can do it much better than I thought I would be able to. That's what I'm finding as well. I used to be like more generally sensitive about tedious things. And then like weirdly like editing changed that for me. Like editing is very tedious, and you get into like the minutia. It's like it's not monotonous or anything, but it's like you get very zeroed in on stuff, but like I really enjoy it. And so I kind of changed it where I'm like, oh, maybe I don't hate tedious things.
I can only do
the right things.
Yeah, I can only do tedious stuff when it comes to art. Anything else that's tedious, I have absolutely no patience for. But art, I can sit here for days and paint. Or when I do my own drawings, I tend to do like like my Wakanda piece was like 60 hours of drawing, and like I have said that no problem. Mm-hmm. But it's like if it's tedious in another way, then I have a very difficult time. But for art, my brain just goes like, yeah, we can sit here for literally. I mean, I've been painting one mini right now for like 30 hours, and like I'm still just like, all right, cool. I'm not getting burned out at all, and it's like
that's cool. Just gotta do something you're interested in.
I'm firmly in the nobody got time for that camp. Yeah, that's fair.
Zen the Naslog, what it do?
Hi, Zen.
Happy you're here during the day. We are painting some bone devils from Rum Bones.
Yes, some
boom skellies. They're kind of the
skelly pants over here.
Little crew people.
Yeah, they're the ones who march forward mindlessly and die a lot.
He's got skulls on his pants.
Yeah. So at this point, what I'm gonna
pretty not appropriate.
I'm gonna touch up my boots because my boots got kind of worn away. But at this point, we're done. I mean, we are highlighted up. They look really cool. I mean, they look pretty cool. Oh, and Mikey, what we'll do with you is we'll do a. Oh, I touch on black.
I'm gonna metal.
You're gonna metal. Ooh, Mike's meddling.
Oh, you gotta leave well enough alone, but I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, you shouldn't meddle, Mike.
I gotta give this.
You gotta touch it up. Where's? I remember my palette this time.
Oh God, I should have done that. Messing it up. Made some mistakes.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you in your guidance. It's actual work being super tedious. Nah, it's like artwork. Yeah, I'm down.
Probably should have left well enough alone, but there we go.
Hey man, nothing better. Like, let me do this real quick. Nope, you messed up. I'm just mixing up Mike some shades so you can shade in your parts you want to be a teeny bit darker. But other than that,
what's up, bub? What are you doing?
I'm thinning this shade down pretty considerably, Mikey, because we don't want it to really, really overpower.
Oh yeah, to kind of get the
So.
I mean, it gotta be needlepoint, huh?
Not needlepoint. I mean, it's gonna flow into the recesses, but yes, you want it to only go in the recesses. Really, only don't slop it on. Put a little bit on your brush and just kind of brush it into the recesses.
Nerve-wracking.
Now again, if it touches your other paints, it's gonna be very thin and kind of translucent, so it won't kill everything. But just don't like paint it over your, your cool stuff. Cool stuff. Sponsored by Cool Stuff. And you can have this closer because I'm not doing anything on it.
This seems sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. Check out, like, excuse me?
Like, what? Nick, can I commission you to do a drawing of Chaz? Yes. Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. Find the most glorious picture, and I'll draw the butt end out of it. I saw by Alley Cap. I didn't see. Yeah, we only got to see lunches. We only got to see you Zen like once or twice. We only got to see lunches like once or twice. It was busy bags.
Don't goofed.
You didn't goof, Mikey. The good thing about washes, too, is you can take it away before it dries. I dropped paint on our camera. But it's okay, because I did drop it on the front. So at this point, I'm just touching up the boots. And then we'll be pretty good, Mikey. Actually, you know what we'll do after that is we'll probably paint the bases.
Maybe the purple, right?
Yep, just a nice dark purple, and that's going to be it. So I'm just grabbing a little bit of black, touching up these boots because I have touched them with my hands and stripped away some of it. Now, some stuff, if you're doing like armor or something like that, if some of it's stripped away, it actually can kind of look cool and weathered, but these boots are not that. So we want them to be black.
To blade.
To blade. You owe you money, huh? The mutton is nice and lean. Oh, so good. National treasure, that movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Zen got to play Chocolate Factory, which is fun. I want to check that one out. I'm going to have to think about grabbing that one.
Yeah, really want to try it out.
Want to know.
I just love the chocolate theme. I think it's great.
So lunch is a free agent, but Caesar usually gets the first rise. Lunch is just like, who's going to get
Who's
going to get a piece of this?
Yeah, who's going for the highest price?
Who wants to go eat this lunch?
Try to eat this lunch.
Try to eat this lunch.
All right, my boots are touched up.
Which all I know needs a couple off. Okay. What do you think, man? Am I getting it?
Yeah.
More?
You can probably do a little more.
Oh, man, you're
Contrast,
crazy,
baby.
man.
Contrast. But no, it's honestly totally fine. Just, yeah. See how much different that looks with the darkness? You can see it up on there. See how much better that looks? Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, I'll put out some of this. We are using Nagaroth Night, which is a very dark purple. And I believe that's what we made for these guys. Maybe not. No, I don't think we did use this. I think we used Xerxes purple. Yeah, we'll see. I don't actually remember what it is. Alrighty, people. And then we're going to paint up the base, and then these bing bongs are going to be done, ready to play. We'll be ready for a matte varnish, and then they'll be ready to play. Because varnish your minis, because you need to touch them. And if you touch them without varnish, all your paint will just rub off, like, pretty instantaneously. Oh, God, he messed up.
Oh, man. Come on, man.
I'm a mean teacher. To blades.
To blade. Nice, yeah, my boots.
All right, Mikey, when you're done with that, grab some of this purple. That's it. I'm going to add a teeny bit of Nagaroth Night to it.
Nagaroth Night.
Just a teeny bit of this dark purple, just to darken up a little bit, because it looks like it's a slightly darker purple. Yeah, just a teeny bit darker. And we're painting the base. And then we're done, fam. 2 streams. So 4 hours for these 2 minis. Now, again, we're painting very slowly because we're talking and kind of teaching as we go. But in general, I'm just a slow painter. I am very envious of people who paint super fast because I'm just like, God, that must be nice.
All right. Any tips for basing?
Don't touch the feet.
Nailed it.
That's pretty much it, though, honestly.
Different brushes?
I'm using a slightly bigger brush. Because you want some precision, but yeah, we don't need that tiny, tiny brush. And then I'm just slopping it on. We might end up doing 2 coats of this, depending on how thin it comes out. But just be very careful around the feet. If you touch a little bit, it's not a huge deal, but...
I'm going to touch a little bit.
Also, make sure to do the rim. There's nothing, no sin more egregious in mini painting than not painting your base rims. Paint your freaking base rims. If you don't...
That would be a weird move to just like...
People do it all the time. Paint them black.
Unfinished.
In this case, like, we're painting on purple because our whole base is purple. But even if you have a cool, fancy base, if there's any part of your base rim that is exposed, paint it black. Oh my gosh, it literally makes your Mini look bad without it.
Paint it black.
You can have the coolest painted Mini. If you don't paint your base rim, it looks horrible. Paint your base rims, you butts. I love you.
Sounds like a black metal band. Every paint that we paint with sounds like a black metal band.
Pretty much, yeah. That's honestly not inaccurate.
Whoa. So on my end, I'm getting very much gonna have to paint this thing twice vibe.
What do you mean? Well, the thing, yeah, I'm putting mine on super thick, so, but yeah, probably.
Slopping it thick.
So this one, I thinned it down. I probably did not mean to, or need to, rather. Because this one, we're not trying to preserve any details, and we want it to be as kind of opaque as possible, but oh well. It's natural for me to thin them down. I don't like to not. It bothers me. Alrighty, but that is going to be it right there. That's how they look. We'll let that dry up and stuff, but that is this Bone Devil right here. Maybe next time we'll work on different Bone Devils. We'll still work on them because of what we're painting through. But maybe we'll choose different ones next time just to keep it a little bit different and new.
I love it.
But yeah, so that is going to be it. This is the looks of them.
As
turned
always,
out pretty cool.
If you ever have ideas as we move forward here, something you want to see us paint, give a try, a technique, a style, something like that, like,
let us know.
We'll happily give something a go.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that Mike did a really, really great job. I mean, first time really painting and trying hard and trying new stuff. It's scary and stuff, but Mike did a great job. So right after this, we're going to head out here in about 2 minutes. Right after this, Table Takes is going to be happening right here on this channel. It's a great news show. Right there in the GenCon studio in Seattle. So please hang out for that because it's a really cool show. And you can learn some board game news. And so that's happening right after this one. Table Takes indeed. So we're going to be heading out here in a bit as Mike finishes up his base. Mike did such a good job. I'm so freaking pumped.
This is really fun. Thank you for teaching me, man. Like, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to not hit the feet, so I'm a little quiet. But
it's the worst when you just smack a boot with the paint. You're like, cool.
Dude, I'm just like,
now I got to redo that boot.
We are in crisis mode here.
Also, good timing on us, man. We finished this up perfect amount of time.
Boom.
All right. That's it, fam. All righty. So we will see you all hopefully on we'll see you on Monday here on GenCon's channel.
Yes.
And then also on Wednesday morning here on GenCon's channel, we'll be painting some more minis, hopefully with the contrast paints. So because we want to try those
and see what the heck those things do.
Send Mike back to bed. Oh no, we've got to record a top 10 and then about 10 other videos today that we're all going to try to do today. So no,
I will drink some tea and get this, sounding more.
I'm going to eat Chipotle like 4 times today to make me feel better. Dude. Get it, bro. Get that carnitas, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Alrighty, everybody. We're going to head out to give Table Take some time to set up. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Check out our top 10 games of the decade over on our YouTube channel. It's just the Brothers Murph, if you don't know.
Yep.
And paint more minis.
Do it. Paint more minis.
Paint more stuff. Do the thing.
Don't mix your washing cup with your coffee cup.
Don't have your cups this close together.
I don't know which to drink out of.
Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Bye. Have fun at Table Takes.